The droids have started up their main power generators.
Then now the time is, Commander.
Yes, sir.
Hey everyone, in today's video we're going to cover 10 interesting facts about Wookiees. With the Jedi Padawan Gungi returning to Star Wars, I thought it'd be fun to explore the Wookiees and share 10 facts that I think, and I hope you do too, are interesting. So let's jump into the video. Number 1. The Wookiee language Shriwook had 150 words for wood. There was no word for art, however, because the Wookiees viewed their carving skills as survival skills rather than a talent to be shared. Number 2. Strange vocal structure. Wookiees could often understand Galactic Basic, but were unable to speak due to their species' vocal structure. They could learn to understand other languages, but were unable to speak them. To those who had not learned to understand Shriwook, it appeared the Wookiees spoke in a series of growls and purrs. Number 3. Rare force sensitivity. Although rare, force-sensitive Wookiees were possible, and some joined the ranks of Jedi, becoming a great source of pride for their people. Jedi Master Arkoff and Padawan Gungi were two Jedi during the time of the High Republic era, 200 years before the Phantom Menace. The youngling Gungi was a young Jedi Padawan who survived Order 66 and acted as a Jedi in the early years of the Empire. With the help of the Bad Batch, he was able to liberate a remote tribe on Kashyyyk. Number 4. Wookiee Honor Code. Wookiees had extendable claws which they used for climbing. Using them for anything else, though, violated the Wookiee Honor Code. In The Force Awakens, Chewbacca uses his claws to kill a First Order stormtrooper after Han Solo is killed by Kylo Ren. Chewbacca rationalized this action because he did not believe there was any honor in the First Order. Number 5. Non-sentient beings. During the years of the Empire, many of the Republic's anti-slavery laws were repealed or softened. These laws were repealed to the point where the Empire classified the Wookiees as non-sentient beings. The Empire enslaved the Wookiees not because they were a large threat to the Empire, but because of their massive builds and their ability to work long and hard hours in extreme conditions. They were sent to be worked to death in the dangerous spice mines of the planet Kessel or on construction sites such as the Death Star. Numerous Wookiees were bred for use in medical experimentation and were used as playthings for Grand Moff Lozin Tolruk, who hunted Wookiees for sport. The Empire needed a way to control the Wookiees, so all of the Wookiees on Kashyyyk were fitted with inhibitor chips. These caused them a great deal of pain if activated. The Empire also quickly learned that the most efficient way to prevent any wide-scale uprising was by threatening clan and family members, particularly younglings. Normally, a Wookiee would quite willingly rip a stormtrooper limb from limb regardless of their own safety, but they usually could not bear to see other Wookiees subjected to agony, so this was a pretty good threat for the Empire. Number 6. Saving the Lasats. Even during their own trials, Wookiees were still beings that sought to help others. The Outer Rim world of Lasan was brutally sacked because they stood up against the Empire in the early days. The Wookiees sent warriors to aid the Lasats. Because of the sacrifice of many Wookiees, a few Lasats, including Garazeb Aurelius from Star Wars Rebels, were able to escape the genocide and survive in the wider galaxy. Number 7. The People of the Trees. The name Wookiee literally translates to the people of the trees. This was because they placed immense value upon the Roshi trees on Kashyyyk. To them, these trees were the true owners of the land. They and other creatures were simply coexisting with the trees. They would even consult the trees before battle by touching their heads to the wood and listening for the wisdom of the trees. Number 8. Wookiees were big eaters, with the average adult requiring 3,500 to 6,000 calories a day of food. But the interesting thing is they had a pretty well-rounded diet. It consisted of wild plants, berries, meats, and spices, and they typically preferred their spices to be pretty hot. Number 9. I think I just ran over a Wookiee. The word Wookiee came from George Lucas's first movie, THX 1138. In a line ad-libbed by actor Terry McGovern, he said, "I think I just ran over a Wookiee." And then, as we know, Chewbacca gave life to this word when he appeared as a Wookiee in A New Hope later on. Number 10. The second Death Star was almost built by Wookiees. In the early versions of Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, George Lucas had planned for the second Death Star to be built in orbit around Kashyyyk, rather than Endor. The construction would have largely been done by Wookiee laborers, but ultimately the decision was made to place the Death Star above Endor and introduce the Ewoks. Honestly, I'm a bit torn on this decision, because for one, the Ewoks were pretty amazing and have certainly been an icon of Star Wars. But I think it would have been really cool to see Chewbacca fighting alongside his own kind to free them from the Empire on screen. Anyways, that's the 10 facts that I found about Wookiees that I thought were pretty interesting. I hope you found at least some of them interesting. Let me know in the comments below, what did I miss? Is there something about Wookiees that you think deserves to be on this list? Now, for the most part, all of these are canon facts, so if there is something from Legends that you thought was really interesting, maybe I'll make a separate video on Legends facts regarding Wookiees. Anyways, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and may the Force be with you.